Slater. She joins us live from Frisco. And Jane, okay, what's the Cowboys' mindset heading into tomorrow's game?
Well, you know, I caught up with the OC, Kellen Moore, the 31-year-old first-year coach here in Dallas at that position. And I asked Kellen Moore, I said, did you learn anything from that Saints loss? And his response was, we learned we're not going 16-0. In other words, he was laughing with us. He answered all of our questions. He broke it down like this. He said, you can't let one game cost you the next. You can't get stuck in a rut. And Ezekiel Elliott and Jason Witten acknowledged that other teams may use what the Saints did as a blueprint to stop them. But the question is, can Green Bay follow that blueprint? And the answer is, if you look at their last 3 games, they've given up more rushing yards than any other team in the league. Opponents are averaging about 5 yards a carry. So if this is the week the Cowboys are looking to bounce back, capitalize, continue with that run game, this would be it. They're also getting their wide receiver, Michael Gallup, back. That is huge for them. He works on both the outside and the inside, while the Packers are without their star receiver, Davante Adams.
Yeah, and we saw how much that hurt them, especially against the Eagles on that final drive when they were trying to make the comeback. Without Davante Adams, that offense completely different. Jane, thank you. We'll talk to you in a little bit. So this will be the 4th meeting between Aaron Rodgers and Dak Prescott. And while Rodgers leads and wins, both guys put up big numbers, 30 points per game, really good touchdown to interception ratio, and passer ratings over 100. So let's get into this game. Which quarterback has the better performance? You have Aaron Rodgers, Dak Prescott, Mike Robb. Who you got?
Well, just to simply answer that question, I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers because I think Dak is going to be going up against a very formidable secondary with the Green Bay Packers. Jair Alexander, all of those guys playing at a very high level. And for Aaron Rodgers to do that, he's going to have those other guys step up. And I think guys like Jimmy Graham has to be a key figure for him. You can see him being highlighted on when you look at the tape, right? Matt LaFleur, Aaron Rodgers, they're trying to get him the football. But when you have a guy like Davante Adams out there and you put them both on the same side, oftentimes you get a lot of attention over there, right? I think if Jimmy Graham can open up, put him on the backside of a 3-by-1, get him the football, make him the guy that dictates coverage. If you do that, I'm telling you, Aaron Rodgers will have success against his Dallas Cowboys secondary.
How do you think he'll match up, though, against those guys, Jalen Smith, Leighton Vander Esch? Their linebackers are really good.
Yeah, but Jimmy Graham is like 9 feet tall, right? He can run, like really run.
I heard he was playing basketball.
Yeah, exactly. So I really think they'll have some advantages. Again, just have them screaming down that seam. And if they can have wide receivers like Valdez-Scantling, did I say that right? Did I mess up? Yeah,
no,
Valdez-Scantling. I said it right.
Scantling.
Yes. I was nervous about that, Jeezy. If they can have guys like that on the outside, screaming down the outside, I'm telling you, they will have some success.
How about running the ball? Aaron Jones, we saw last week against the Eagles on that 4th down, it took them down to the goal line, and they turned the ball over on downs because 4 straight times they tried to pass the ball. And Aaron Jones, they have a running back who we've seen the flashes from him. He's a talented guy, and they need to use him, but they just don't, it seems like.
Yeah, they don't. This offense is predicated on running the football. If they want Aaron Rodgers to be successful, they have to get Aaron Jones going.
You talk about running the football. To me, that's Dallas's blueprint. Yeah. And I'm picking Dak Prescott in this matchup. If you see him, you look at the numbers through the course of this season right now, this isn't the Aaron Rodgers of old. They still trying to figure it out offensively. And so for me, this Dallas Cowboys offense, if they can run the football and Dak can take his shots, you heard Jane mention Michael Gallup's back. He is a big part of what they do. I'm loving Randall Cobb out there. I got Dak Prescott.
53 rushing yards last week for Ezekiel Elliott.
Now, they need to get back on track running the football. They do. They need to get back on track running the football. But this Green Bay defense, we know they can rush the passer. You don't want to sit back and drop back. We don't know if they can stop the run. I think
they haven't been able to.
Philly showed us that.
It was 53 for Dallas. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
176 for the Eagles against this Green Bay defense. And it really wasn't anything overly exotic. They were just moving people out of the way. And right now with their personnel packages, they got a lot of DBs on the field, which is great, D'Angelo, if you're a DB and you want to get something playing time. But it's not great when you get past that first line of defense. And they've got Blake Martinez, their linebacker back there, who's got 47 tackles in 4 games. He's patrolling that second level. He's going to have a monster game if they're going to be able to stop this Cowboys run rushing attack and have a little bit of better performance in their run defense than they had against the Eagles.
Green Bay's defense is allowing 5.5 yards per carry, basically. I mean, that is a ton. We saw Dalvin Cook rush on them for 154 rushing yards. Obviously, the Eagles running backs, they were over 70 rushing yards each. We saw Phillip Lindsay and Royce Freeman, they combined for 144. So, yeah, the Packers' run defense, they just haven't shown that they've been able to do it. And Ezekiel Elliott, I mean, he might have fresh legs.
Yeah, I think he does have fresh legs. And again, it starts from the inside out. Those defensive tackles from Green Bay going up against Zach Martin, Travis Fredericks, and from the interior of the Dallas Cowboys offensive line. That's where the game is going to be won or lost.
That's true, but also you guys know what month it is, right?
What's
Reggie Jackson, he might be Mr. October, but Aaron Rodgers, he could be the football version, possibly.
Is that for real?
Look at his career numbers there. 28 and 11 in October, over 280 passing yards a game. And what do you think about this? 87 touchdowns to just 20 picks? I think that's pretty good, right?
Yeah, he wants the entire season in October.
I know, it's
I
true.
can see that.
This is his month. We'll see if that trend continues. How about this one?